Welcome to Pre-Market Prep at the close. Spencer Israel, Joel Elconin. Joel, all things considered, a pretty quiet day. Markets are up. S&P is up 1% and change. Dow, Nasdaq, Russell, all up along with that. Actually, Nasdaq's up 2% today or so. But pretty quiet day
Yeah.
on Wall Street. Just not a lot not a lot in terms of new developments that we didn't talk about on the pre-market show this morning.
That's why you have the Benzinga pre-market prep show, so you
Yeah.
know exactly what's going on before the market even opens. Let's see here. From like just a market standpoint, we did take out the pre-market high. That was 72.75. We went to 74 and a half. I would believe that was on a 10 o'clock number and just had a quick burst up there. So that pre-market high, pretty good number for the session. I was more looking for that June 11th high at 77.75, but we'll probably come in tomorrow and it'll be like 20 handles above that with the 2 o'clock buying spree. Crude, quiet day, a little over a buck range here, down 3 cents at 40.62. Gold still doing the dance with 1800 up 470 at 1790, 470. Silver held on to its gains. That's up 29.3 cents at 18.615. And Bitcoin still hanging out in the lower 9,000. It's been a little wall of support there. Up $295 at 9,355.
All right, so there is a couple of stocks on my list, and then I want to get to some stocks from the chat. Top of my list in terms of stocks on my radar today is Workhorse. It is not quite a run for the hills code red day, but it is a be on high alert day if you are long WKHS, because we've talked about this.
Yes.
What a beast it's been for the past couple weeks. Big red candle today. Not that it hasn't had red days during this run up, because it has, but that's why I'm saying maybe not a code red run for the hills day, but high alert day.
I think the only thing that would make it like a code red day is if we would have went up and made a new high, right? 2290 was the high,
Right.
2147 was the high or excuse me, 2290 the high on Thursday, 2147 today. So that would have been, like your key reversal, right? You go up and make a new all-time high and then come back crashing down. But you did go up, you were green pretty good on the session. You did come back. I just wouldn't want to be long this thing if you take out the low from yesterday, 1735, and see another low at 1365. So $3 from the closing high. That was on Friday. That would have been a good number. But definitely another day, though, where you have the lighter volume on the downer days. So that's still good. But I agree. If you take out that 1732, look out for 1365. And is that because like other people are coming out with like electric cars, or just a little profit taking, you think?
I mean, this trade is still hot, right?
Yep.
If you look at stocks like the new one today, right, is SOLO. It's just there's a new game in town. So every time you see, one of these whatever you want to call it, EV plays, I mean, maybe it's just they're rotation. Buyers are tired. They're moving on to the next new toy. I don't know, but the trade's still hot. You can see Solo there today. All these companies are super early in almost all cases, pre-revenue, and yet they are liable to make moves like this. So
yeah, right in that Tesla wave here. That one, a little bit of egg on my face on that one. I thought you might be able to get that a little bit cheaper. I think it was trading about 1280 in the pre-market, 1290. Boom, you got no shot. Oh, actually, did you get a gap fill in there? Nope, still got a gap fill in there. Just buyers, squeezing those shorts, 1359. That's trading near the highs of the session. So, these things try to ride in the Tesla wave here. Solo, I think I've heard of that before. That had a good day on Thursday, getting followed through today on good volume. That's getting up. That's $6. That peeled back off the high of the session, so that should be a good level for tomorrow. And then Neo, that has the electric car / China thing going. So
Yep.
both catalysts on that side for Neo. That blasted higher, gapped open, never gave you much of a chance. That's a new all-time high for NIO.
Wow. Wow. Never thought I'd see that. Never thought I'd see that again after the collapse that thing had last year. But I don't know. The other stock on the list here was Dominion Energy. We talked about this morning. I guess they're gonna be like an ESG play, clean energy. That may end up being a thing long term, but in the short term, it is not looking pretty.
Yeah, Triple D all over this one. What a range in this one. Traded up to 99.89 in the pre-market trading, and then all the way down 73.50, 73.31. That is your low. Was hoping for a pop closer to the low from Friday. Didn't miss it by much. Thursday's low 82.51, 88 high here. People that were, for that one, for the big old dividend, they were just dumping it today, washing their hands of that stock. It just didn't look like a good deal. It looked like it gave Warren all the good stuff. They kept all the bad stuff. And man, for a utility to have that kind of move, that's a huge move. And boy, oh boy, more people are going to wake up tomorrow and say, get me out. So here's a tough one here. Dominion's also dragging down some of your other utility stocks. Duke Energy, who had a deal tied with them on the pipeline, that's getting beat too. Like you said on the pre-post market show, if these dividends aren't safe, that's why the people don't know stocks.
And I'd be remiss to forget to mention if I can go back to the EV talk for a second. AYRO, the chat mentioning them. It's another one of these plays, and they had an offering. Was that today? That was today. They announced a $15 million offering at $4.75 per share. But that's also in this trade. So keep that one on your radar. I'm sure it is because it's on the top of everyone's filters here today. So. Okay, what else was on my list? That was pretty much it. Oh, there's one more stock on my list that we didn't get to this morning. I would have liked to. What's that? Hold that thought for a second here. Hold that thought for 1 second. I think we have a surprise guest. We have a surprise guest here, Joel. Uh-oh.
Can you hear me?
Oh God, Dennis, what are you doing here?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
My headset's not working right, but I hope you can hear me.
We do hear you. What's going on?
Okay, I got one thing. I just had to pop in. I got 2 minutes here. It's a little bit of a slow earnings week, so I've got an extra couple minutes to prepare for the close. And I just saw this headline. I just tweeted out, go by on CNBC. And it said, reopening trade starting to fade. And when I see something like this pop on CNBC, it makes me feel like they're always the last to know anything. The reopening trade has been fading for 2 weeks. 2 weeks. We've been talking about the underperformance in Boeing and American Airlines and the retailers and the banks, and it's been a tech-driven rally. Now they come up with this reopening trade starting to fade on the one day that the reopening trade is starting to show some life. If you look today, Shopify reversing, huge reversal in Shopify today. Opens up near the highs, makes a little double top at 10.59. Joel, you love that. 2 highs in a row, giving it back. Look at Boeing. Boeing actually showing some life after putting in so many lows in the same area here. A lot of your retailers actually trading higher here today.
Online retailers too.
This is so interesting that CNBC can be so last to this party. Sorry if you're listening, CNBC producers, but wow, that headline could not be more wrong. Starting to fade. It faded 2 weeks ago when everybody got it 3 weeks ago, when everybody got excited and had to chase all these reopening plays. They've been dead money for 2.5 weeks. We've been talking about it. And now they say it. way late to the party. It makes me want to actually start buying some of these reopening plays. So I started looking. Wells Fargo, nice little triple bottom, 25.10, 24.98, 25. You got a level to lean on. Thinking about it here. I don't know. Joel, what are your thoughts? We know CNBC is always late.
Yeah. I mean, you follow, you have the track record following those a lot closer than I do. But you can at least say for like the Wells, it stopped going down, right? And a lot of times when we talk about picking bottoms or trying to pick a top, same thing. A bunch of lows in the same area. That's not your Robin Hood traders buying Wells Fargo. Okay. That's big money saying I need to own this thing around $25. I'm going to let it trade under 25 or a little bit above 25. And then also CCL, I'm looking at that. At least it stopped going down, right? Yeah.
You got a level of 15. You know what? Some of these stocks have at least, I don't know if it's going to resume, but it's not starting to fade today. That headline needed to be 2 weeks ago. Sorry, CNBC. Way, way, way late to the party. Johnny come lately on that headline. So you know what? And you're looking at some of these other, higher tech plays that are starting to fade. I mean, Spotify, I'm long it, but I sold part of it because the downgrade sucks.
Yeah, there's a downgrade today.
Take it off.
Downgrade today.
To sell. But even though you look at Shopify, you look at those kind of stocks, it's, that these are the kind of stocks that have been leading. But makes me concerned. I wouldn't want to be chasing Amazon here at 30.49. It's having an awesome day. But now you're seeing a little bit of change here. I mean, I'm still long Amazon, full disclosure, in the long-term portfolio, going to hold it. I still think it's going to keep going eventually higher. But if you're in for a trade, I don't know. It's through 3,000. It's been a hell of a run. I mean, maybe continue to go. And I'm not saying so much sell those ones, but I'm saying the ones that maybe are interesting here are some of these reopening stocks right on the day that they said they're not. It's funny because I was just looking. I was like, wow. Some of these reopening stocks are having a pretty good day. I was saying that to myself at 3 o'clock. And then I see this headline from CNBC 345. They couldn't be more wrong. I mean, this was 3 weeks ago. They couldn't be that more late to the party. So all I'm saying, I wanted to come in and say some of these reopening plays actually are starting to show light for the first day today. I mean, every day, American Airlines opens up 3% and tanks, and it's red by the end of the day. It seems like Groundhog Day. That's not the case. It did the same thing. It opened green, went red, but you know what? It came back to green today. That's interesting. Boeing.
What about Dominion?
180. Look at Boeing. That's a nice level, Joel.
It's something to lean on. At least if Yep. And also if it could sneak above 190 there, it's been 180, 190 for the last 4 days in a row. That's not going to stay in that range. Before you hop though, man, did you see?
I got 1 minute. What's
Dominion.
I never looked at it again. $73. I mean, this is just classic fundamental analysis. They cut the dividend. You're buying up at 99 because Warren, bought a piece of the company. Crazy. It's now 73. If the longs are getting punished, and rightfully so. I honestly thought when I saw that headline, I thought it could fall 10% on it, and then it went up in the pre-market, like 15. I was like, wow, I don't understand this market at all. I guess I did. Everybody else was just, the FOMO or whatever it is. Warren Buffett, first thing he's buying. Everybody got too excited.
All right, we'll let you go, man.
One more. And I just want to say Square, too, is holding the store. And Zoom. These are all topping candles today. Look at these. Zoom, 275, opens up. Zoom, 265, quickly runs to 275. Leaked all day. Square opens up at 119, runs to 127. Everybody chased. It's exact opposite of the day when all of the reopening plays topped that American Airlines and stuff. Now, so a lot of these plays here, I'd be selling rallies in Square. I'd be selling rallies in PayPal. I'd be selling rallies in WHKHS. Absolutely.
Workhorse. Are you going to hang on?
I sold it at the open. I sold it at the open. The reason why I had already sold most of the position, but the rest of it, I looked at it and it wanted to go down the whole pre-market. You could just feel it was like heavy. And I'm like, man, this is the first day that this thing feels heavy. It opened up. I got the open at 21.15. I sold it at the open 21.15. My limit order was like 20.45. So I was 70 cents below that, but I get the opening price because I put NYSE open, or I put, NASDAQ open. NSDQ it is.
Right.
So you get the opening price. I wanted to execute on the opening print. It opened 21.15. I was out. It's been straight down all day. I think the party's over. I think the party's over in Workhorse.
Okay,
I think the party's
go.
over in a lot of these Momo trades. So I gotta
Go. I don't want to hear you. What?
This was a big day, a big reversal day for the tech, big reversal day for the. So don't believe the headline on CNBC. The reopening plays are dead or they're starting to fade. They faded 2 weeks ago. They're actually showing life today. Lean on some of those lows. That's my tip. Lean on some of the lows. Don't let, but takes up the lows, then you got to get out.
Buy sheep, sell deer, man. Go. I don't want to hear. I don't want you to have a bad close. Okay.
Only
Thanks,
Dennis was
man.
come
And he
on.
shaved. He shaved for us too. Look at that.
He came on just to yell about CNBC, but all right, that was
Yeah.
a fun surprise.
I'm telling you, he interprets that. You gotta. I mean, he's an HFT mind machine trader. I mean, he looks at things. Not everyone is gonna. He's looking contrarian, looking at those things. But when he's following those things tick for tick every day, and he was never more convicted when that American Airlines hit 2280. So also the chart patterns are telling you that on the Wells Fargo there. So you pick it up at 25 and change, and something bad happens to it. What's it going to do? Drop a buck? I mean, that you don't know, but the spoos are going to be up tomorrow, and maybe Wells Fargo will participate. But when you said we got a special guest coming on, I was like holding my breath. I didn't know who you dug up there.
I didn't dig up anyone. He just showed up.
I know. I didn't see that. Okay, little interruption there.
Yeah.
Which was very welcome. Thank you, Triple D. We're working at daylight time. It's 3160 handle. Go ahead, Spence.
No, I didn't want to do Intel real fast because we mentioned Spotify had a downgrade today. So did Intel. They caught a downgrade from Goldman Sachs to sell, which is notable when Goldman Sachs does that. They put a $54 price target on Intel this morning. Stock is above that, I guess you could say. It's actually up for the day, right? Yeah.
What Goldman's trying to do, I'm joking, 58.5, that's been your level. You had a 58.76, or excuse me, 58.54 low. That was last week, and then 58.76, 58.61. So it's been tight. It's been a trading range with sellers at 60 and buyers at 58.5. So it's a consolidation period, folks. We talk about consolidation periods, how sometimes they can be more important than the runaway up days or down days. And there you go. You break above 60, you close above 60, then boom, maybe back up to test that the highs of the move there. Look like the 63 area. Below this 50, I mean, it's just hanging in there, just hanging at this area. So let's see what happens, but holding 58.5, today's low, 58.61. That's what I'm looking at. And they've survived some bad news, right? Apple was, kind of going to be ending their contract in a couple years. So a lot of different things there. Llama Mama wants to know what I think about Tesla. I don't want to think about it because my wife and I own a little bit of it, and I don't want to look at it anymore. I just want to sell it.
I'm long this via the ARKW ETF, and I'm afraid to look at that. I know they sold some to rebalance, but this is one I try not to bring up my winners because I don't like. Then I'm just tempted to sell, so I just try to ignore it. Honestly.
AMD, someone talked about AMD here, and I'll tell you, that thing is still this thing is in a trading range. It kind of now it's picking it up towards the top of the trading range. I don't know. This thing's been too tight lately. Let's see what happens. AMD, though, won't go down, so maybe it's going up. Anything else you want to finish with?
No, there's a couple stocks in the chat.
Let's do it.
Someone had dropped in Chipotle, which we had not looked at for a hot second. So I wanted to do that because I don't.
New all-time high by a wide margin. Old high, 1084.73. You took that out by $40. So man, oh man, I mean, hard to recommend shorting it. Don't know where the hell to get long it. Keep an eye on that old-time closing print today. Looks like 1126.14. But when these stocks take out a new all-time high by such a wide margin, gives you a pretty strong feeling you're not going down the next day.
Jeez, I didn't realize that. All right, well, we are closed now. So Green Day, I guess
that's a band.
Yes, it is a band, and it's a good start to this week. As far as tomorrow's show, we'll be joined by Jonathan Corpina, Senior Managing Partner at Meridian Equity Partners. Please as always, don't forget to hit the like button on our video and subscribe to our channel. That helps us with our mysterious YouTube overlords who we don't know, but who we owe everything to. So thanks for hitting that like button if you have done so. And please remember that all the information from this broadcast is meant to be used as informational purposes and not for investing or trading advice. Everyone have a great rest of your Monday. We'll be back with you on Tuesday.